Good afternoon, class. I'm Ms. Cake, a close friend of Ms. Cheese and an expert in symmetry. Let's learn about reflection symmetry with me today. So, symmetry is a concept that is commonly found in math, especially geometry, but it also often discussed in art and design. An object that has symmetry can be divided into identical pieces. When an object has symmetry, we say that it is symmetrical. When an object does not have symmetry, we say that it is
asymmetrical, or non-symmetrical.
So first question for the class, as I just said. What type of shape is a shape that has no symmetry?
Correct, excellent, class. It's called asymmetrical or non-symmetrical.
There are many different types of symmetry, but today we only talk about the simplest form. Reflection symmetry. An object or a shape with reflection symmetry has a line of symmetry. The line of symmetry divides the shape into two identical halves. Some symmetrical shapes only have one line of symmetry, while others have more. For example, this triangle only has one line of symmetry, straight down the middle, because if you try to divide it any other way the pieces don't match up. This triangle, on the other hand, has three lines of symmetry. You could fold it here, or here, and each time the halves would be the same. We'll talk more about this in the next lesson. For now, let's focus on learning about some types of the line of symmetry. Let's start with this square, which is an example of a symmetrical shape. As you can see, if we fold it across this line of symmetry, we get these two identical halves. Similarly, we can fold this way to get two identical halves. The first line is called a vertical line of symmetry because it cuts the shape from top to bottom. While the second line of symmetry cuts the shape horizontally from right to left. Therefore, it is called a horizontal line of symmetry. But let's take another look at the square. Can you see any lines of symmetry other than the horizontal and the vertical ones in the square? Well, we can split the square across the corner to form two identical havels. Similarly, we can split it across the other opposite corner to get identical parts. These two lines of symmetry are called diagonal lines of symmetry. So a square has four lines of symmetry, one horizontal line, one vertical line and two diagonal lines of symmetry. Okay, another question for the whole class. Let's look at this rectangle. As you can see, it is symmetrical because we can fold it into two identical halves across this vertical line of symmetry. It also has a horizontal line of symmetry. But, does it have any diagonal lines of symmetry? Let's check it out. If we split the rectangle across this diagonal line, the resulting two parts are not identical. What if we try the other side? Again, we have mismatched parts. So even thought we might guess that a rectangle has diagonal lines of symmetry, it actually doesn't have any. To summarize, asymmetrical shapes can have one or more lines of symmetry. The types of the line of symmetry depends on how the line splits the shape into two identical halves. There are three types of lines of symmetry: a vertical line, a horizontal line, and a diagonal lines of symmetry.